to Frankfurt. Welcome to Lotus. More Lotus than ever. And your host today, the British face of Formula One, Mr. Humphrey.
Well, good morning everybody. Welcome to more Lotus than ever. Welcome to the Frankfurt Motor Show. We're going to break with tradition slightly today, so if you're outside the barriers, we would love to invite you onto the Lotus stand. Feel free to make your way inside because we have got some very special announcements today. Some beautiful cars for you to take a look at, and if you're on the stand, you'll get a nice close-up look at them. But lovely to see so many of you turning up for these very special announcements this morning, and for me, this is a really incredible day. I grew up just down the road from the Humphrey factory. I grew up watching Nigel Mansell and Ayrton Senna driving Lotus cars in Formula One. The dream one day was to drive a Lotus as fast as James Bond could. Sadly, that's never going to happen. However, this is as close as a man can get. So it's a real pleasure to be here today. And thank you all for being here to share what is a very big day for Lotus. I love the fact that this company are looking to the future and they're in safe hands. And please welcome the man whose hands Lotus is in, the CEO. Please welcome him to the stage, Danny Bahar. Well, Danny, it's been an exciting time at Lotus, and a particularly exciting time for you. You must be well used now to these motor shows, these crowds turning up for big Lotus announcements. Do you ever really get used to it though?
Yeah, thank you, Jake. First of all, before I answer the question, welcome to all the familiar faces I can see here. It's always an exciting opportunity for myself, but also for all of us as a company to show our new products coming up, and I really appreciate the support that you're giving us.
Now, it's great that your vision is being seen by the whole of Lotus and things are changing, but sometimes with change comes a bit of skepticism, doesn't it? And I'm sure you remember, you made a big announcement in Paris, and lots of people immediately started questioning whether Lotus can actually pull off what they're aiming to do.
Well, let me start by saying that we love our critics, and we understand that the skeptics today. In a way, all the feedback we get, negative as well as positive, helps us to move forward and shows us the ways to improve. But after Paris last year, we took on board all the feedback and decided to make a few adjustments to our existing plan. First, it became clear to us that our new cars needed real soul to power them. We needed a true Lotus bespoke engine, which is designed and built by us. This was a very brave decision, but I'm really happy to say that so far it has paid off. And our Chief Technical Officer, Wolf Zimmermann, and his entire team have pulled out all the stops to make this engine perfect. And when we had our first engine fire up in the middle of August, for the first time in a long time, I actually saw Wolf smile. So I guess everything is going right.
Yeah, that probably means things are good. And if any of you know Wolf, you'll know that that's a big thing if he smiles. So he must be very happy with the engine at the moment. So that's one big announcement. Tell us the other big change.
Yeah, people, and it was always from the beginning our let's say our weakest link in our five-year plan. But it was confirmed by the people who felt that the Esprit and the Elan were perhaps too similar and aesthetically, and potentially they would be fishing from the same pond. As a consequence, we decided to delay the Elan until 2017. This also allows us to focus on the Evora, which is actually too good and too young to be replaced just yet. So, and the changes to the Evora model year 12 represent the first real physical development of Lotus' new era, and will hopefully help to reach its given potential.
Okay, now lots of very exciting faces here, people very keen to see the cars that we're unveiling, but let's talk about the Esprit very quickly. The big question there, is the Esprit running to schedule?
Well, you see a big smile in my face. It's a tough challenge, as you know, but the answer is quite simply yes. Some things are taking longer and some things are taking less time than we predicted, but on the whole we are running to schedule. We've also delivered on all of our other major milestones of year one of the business plan too. So the updated test track was completed and relaunched in June. Our facilities upgrades, a new factory, new trim shop are well underway. The production line has actually never looked better. People are genuinely excited when they see our new trim shop, for example, and so on. So I mean, we told you, it's more Lotus than ever.
Good, well that's a good thing to know, and I'm guessing, judging by that, you and no one else at Lotus have had very much sleep over the past few years because things are changing all the time. And talking of change, and talking of the future, things we're here at the Frankfurt Motor Show, I think it's time to meet some cars.
Ladies and gentlemen, more Lotus than ever. Please welcome the most powerful Lotus road car ever built, the Evora GTE.
All morning long people have been walking over and trying to get photographs of this car. People seem to love the look of it, but how proud are you personally of this beautiful beast?
Well, I'm very proud of this car. I just love this car. It was developed in record time and all our team has really put everything into this car. Let me give you some facts. 444 horsepower delivered by a specially modified V6 engine. And we have integrated carbon fiber throughout the exterior and interior of the car, which means a massive 105 kilogram weight reduction versus the base Evora, which is really amazing. I mean, this makes me proud because this is at the heart of the Lotus philosophy and Colin Chapman's lightweight approach, and should be celebrated just for that reason. Yeah. Believe me, the Evora GT is definitely the most powerful road car Lotus has ever built.
Oh, it's beautiful. I can see why there's another smile on your face. Plenty of reasons to be smiling this morning. And we've spoken about the fact that the whole world is starting to sit up and take notice of Lotus, and you were expecting, weren't you, to sell 25 of these in a market that you don't normally sell cars in, and suddenly that wasn't quite the case. Just explain that story for us.
Well, you know, the original idea was to develop a special limited edition of just a few numbers, 25 units or something. And we wanted to offer this to the Asian market first. And the response from one particular market, China, was so immense that they actually reserved or bought the entire production capacity for the next 8 months. So I think the response from that market showed us that we need to work on this car more, and I'm sure when we will be ready to offer this market to Europe and to US, this will be a similar success.
Great, so you're being kept busy, but I guess that's a good thing, isn't it? So many people though knew about the GTE, they were excited about this car. However, what about the other big announcement from Lotus that you perhaps weren't expecting or that you don't know about? I think it's time to introduce you to some more big Lotus news.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the latest additions to the Lotus lineup. The new and improved Lotus Evora model year 12. The Evora S with IPS. The Elise SPS. And the new Elise S.
So there you go, 4 more models for us to talk about. So let's start actually with the Evora. And I remember when Lotus first announced this, Jeremy Clarkson drove it and could hardly contain his excitement. But you've still chosen to make a number of changes to the car. Why is that?
Yeah, first I have to admit that maybe in the past 18 months, especially the first 12 months, we were simply too busy concentrating on working on the future cars and working towards Paris Motor Show 2010. That maybe this car got simply outside our sight, but we underestimated maybe the car itself, or me personally. But I just wanted to tell you to put things right, and we made around 140 changes to the Evora that affect the transmission dynamics, the engine, and the most supported overall quality. We had to make sure that this car is great value for money and delivers an experience that people expect from a car in that class. And all these changes will be integrated into the Evora S with IPS, which combines all the power and handling of the supercharged Evora S with the versatility of an automatic gearbox. I think this is the most versatile Evora yet, and I know people are going to love it. And don't get me wrong, the Evora was always a great car, but now it shows the new direction of the new organization and showcase our product philosophy, competitive spirit, clever and smart engineering, quality. The model year 12 is the first link from the current cars to the future cars.
I think it looks stunning, and the colour is just absolutely beautiful. Let's talk about the famous little car alongside it, the Lotus Elise. Now, I was lucky enough when I was about 18 to be on one of these for a few months. I'm amazed I still have my driving licence because they want you to drive fast, these cars, and people are very, very affectionate for them, aren't they? There's a lot of love out there for the Lotus Elise.
Absolutely, and I'm actually very pleased with this because many people expressed their concerns after Paris that we would ignore this model going forward and build heavyweight cars, nothing to do with the Lotus DNA. But again, it's our way to show things. Actions speak louder than words, so I'm really happy to introduce you to the new model, the Elise S, which replaces the Elise SC with a new 1.8 liter new supercharged engine. It's quite simple. New engine, more torque, much more lively drive experience. And the new option for the Elise is the SPS for the 1.8 liter, 1.6 liter model. SPS stands for serial precision shift and allows the driver to switch between manual and automatic driving modes via pedal fixed to the steering column, and that gives an even more direct connection with the road. And it's innovative, it's lightweight. People who love the Elise will just love this car.
Okay, great. Now, you mentioned two words there, innovative and lightweight. The people standing at the front are now in for something of a treat because there were rumours about this car, there were spy shots with this car, but all in all, Lotus and Danny worked very hard to try and keep this as big a secret as possible. The question is, were the rumours true? Time to find out.
Two members of the Lotus Advisory Council, Bob Lutz and Tom Purvis, are here to unveil the phenomenal new Lotus Exige S. And the Lotus Director of Motorsport, Claudio Berro, will unveil the sensational Lotus Exige RGT rally car.
Well, there we go. Well worth a round of applause. The Exige RGT and the Exige S. Let's start talking about the Exige S, Danny. We've said that today is more Lotus than ever. I think perhaps you need more bravery than ever, don't you, to drive that car?
Yeah, you know what? It's really very, very simple. You can't really get more Lotus than the Exige S. Anyone who has ever driven an Exige will tell you that it's not for boys, it's for men. The new Exige S takes that even further, giving the driver the real ultimate Lotus experience. The performance of this car is exceeded by no other vehicle of this class and will produce quite some adrenaline in even the most experienced drivers. It is, in just one word, put it in one word, incredible. And just look at the facts. At the 1,080 kilogram lightweight Exige chassis plus the 350 horsepower 3.5 liter V6 engine of Devora S, the Exige S is the ultimate lightweight high performance sports cars. It's Lotus distilled.
Oh, it's lovely. Before we talk though about the rally car, just tell me this: would you use that to take the kids to school?
Well, if you had only one kid, yes, but unfortunately I have more, so I cannot use it, but I wouldn't.
Right, well I'm sure the kids would love to go to school in that one, but let's talk about the car alongside it, the Exige RGT, and you can tell by the lights on the front what that car is going to be used for, and this is a real return to another famous motorsport discipline for Lotus.
Yes, that's true. Over there you can see the famous Talbot Lotus Sunbeam, which won the World Rally Championship in 1981, and now we thought it's time to give it a go again. And the Exige RGT will participate in the newly formed category of the WRC in asphalt rallies such as the Monte Carlo, the Tour de Corse, and San Remo. For sure, our approach this time will be different than 30 years ago, but I think our philosophy is definitely the same. We want to compete, and ultimately we want to win. By the way, Claudio Berro, our motorsports director, was a co-pilot in the Sunbeam Lotus at that time.
Oh, I think it's absolutely stunning, and you only have to look at the Talbot alongside it to realise how times have changed over the years, but who knows, maybe another World Championship coming Lotus's way. Well, moving on from one type of motorsport to another, I would like to welcome a man onto the stage who's been given a big chance this year in Formula One, and a chance as well to bring the Senna name back into motorsport in a black and gold Lotus. He had a fantastic race just a few days ago in Monza, Italy. Since then he's jetted back home to Monaco, but I'm delighted to say that he joins us here today. Please put your hands together and welcome the Lotus Renault Formula One driver to the stage, Bruno Senna. We can all chat together, we can all talk about motor racing for a long time. For those people here who aren't fully aware of the story, just explain how it came to be that 3 weeks ago today you were wondering what your motorsport future held, and now here you are racing for Lotus Renault.
Well, we started with the team in the beginning of the year as a reserve driver looking until next year, and fortunately the team has been giving me some opportunities to show what I can do in testing and sometimes and then finally in Hungary on Friday, and all good up to Spa, which was my first race, and I think the performance in Spa was good enough that they were confident enough that I could do a good job, and now I go on to the end of the year, which is a very happy situation for me.
Okay, we can take a little look actually. We've got a replica of your Formula One car just behind us over here. You can see that on the screens at the moment. Just tell us how beautiful this car is to drive, because at one point in the Grand Prix at the weekend, you ended up pretty much dead last, yet you dragged it all the way through to your best ever finish in Formula One. How beautiful is it when the driver and the car are working well together?
Well, it's awesome. I mean, Monza was the first real weekend that I had in Formula One. Spa was a bit of a mixed one because of the wet conditions, but in Monza everyone was at the top game, and had to catch up with them. And in Formula 1 you don't have much time to do it. So I qualified well, top 10 again for the second time running, and when I went to the first corner there was a bit of a mess. So all the hard work from qualifying was a bit wasted, and started from 18th. In the end of the day, got some points. It was a really fun race, attacking, and we had a very strong car, so the team is developing the car nicely, and I'm hoping to go. I'm really keen to go to Singapore now and continue improving little by little.
No, well, just thinking a week you'll be heading out there, so not too long to wait. And Lotus being so ambitious at the moment, you know, whether it's India, whether it's Formula 1, how great has it been for you to see the Lotus name attached back in the Formula 1 world?
Oh, it's fantastic, it's very great. If you remember that the company Lotus was actually founded to go racing, and then when the founder realized that it's a costly exercise, he needed to produce some road cars to finance the activities. So I believe we belong to the racing world, and the pinnacle of racing is Formula 1, and this is where we belong, and we are in for a long term. We are in to ultimately win, as with any other motorsports activities.
Okay, and if ever you decide to get your hands on one of these cars and it drives really nicely, that's partly because people like Bruno Senna are helping to develop these cars and turn them into true racing beasts. Please put your hands together one more time and thank Bruno Senna for being with us here this morning. Bruno, thank you very much. And we'll enjoy watching you in Singapore. Good luck for another strong race there. And before we disappear, plenty of other things to talk about. Bruno is the future of Formula 1, and this is the future of Lotus.
Take a decision to design your own engine is a big decision, it's a great decision, and we've taken that decision.
We want to be pure Lotus. It's the heart of our new vehicles. The engine is unique because it's something really new, what nobody did before.
We're building step after step to become something big.
Exciting times for Lotus. That is the Esprit and the wind tunnel, and of course we saw the Lotus engine there. Are you relaxed about the future, Danny? How are you feeling?
Well, to be honest, I cannot be relaxed with such a task in hand, but I'm confident that we will deliver on time, which means that we can present the new Esprit in Geneva 2013 as projected. The engine looks great and will be the soul of every future Lotus, and with the current improvements of the Evora, I'm also confident that we can meet future expectations to compete with the best when it comes to quality. The Evora GT will already appeal to new customers, and with the new Exige S and the Elise S as additions to the current range, I really hope people can see that by going into the future, we really are more Lotus than ever, and we are serious to bring back the Lotus to the level it deserves. But more importantly, we are a company that would like to grow, and therefore these cars here add to the growth of our company.
Great. Well, there you go. The man with the vision, the man responsible for these cars. Please put your hands together for Danny Bahar. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave you to now enjoy more Lotus than ever.